it began in about 2013. When I was getting out of school, I was just pills and drinking every now and then when my son passed away in 2021, it ended up just being anything and everything I could get a hold of.
Well, like most teens, I started at 15, smoking and drinking. Of course, always putting a party before responsibility, doing what I want, when I want, and how I want. That was what I would say, you know. If I didn't want to do anything, I didn't. So then my husband died, and drinking was still involved. And then a couple of years after he died, I turned to drugs.
Really, I can't pinpoint it because it started out like recreational drinking, you know, with friends and stuff. And then it turned into something I needed. I felt like I needed it to get through the day, to wake up, to go to sleep, to keep going.
I don't remember a time from the age of 9 that I wasn't looking for relief in something. And mine came in forms of self-harming, eating disorders, pills, drinking, drugs. You know, from a young age, I don't ever remember not having freedom from needing some form of relief, but where it kicked into high gear was after I graduated from high school.
I was probably 14 the first time I ever smoked weed. But as far as the heroin use, I was 24. So I was in addiction with that for 15 years.
I have like periods of when I was in addiction, and I know when I lost my father in 2008, I was taking 10 ecstasy pills a day just to make it through the day. And then in 2009, I kind of tapered off of that. And then 5 years ago, I was brutally raped, and I just started a meth binge. And I didn't really stop until it got to the point of my mom having to come find me and putting me inpatient at a hospital and giving me options in order to get out.
My addiction, it cost everything. I lost my son, he went in foster care, and my house, cars, everything.
Of course, losing my child was very hard. But it wasn't, and then not being able to stop, knowing that you have a child that needs you, was very hard for me to accept. But that is the reality of addiction.
It cost me my sanity. It cost me some relationships, which they're being restored, thank the Lord. And my son, missing time with my son. That was the hardest thing.
Everything. My son, relationships, you know, anything material, but when I got here, felt like I'd lost my soul.
I guess my freedom, just living life. I mean, because it's a rat race. That's all I did. Get high, go to work, get high, go to work. I mean, I didn't have no life outside of getting high. I mean, everything revolved around it.
Everything. I mean, my place to stay, my sanity. I mean, it cost myself. And I know somebody asked me the question, you know, who was the one person you would never want to lose if you got that option? And I would be like, oh, my dad. And they're like, no, it's yourself. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And it just hit me that that's what it cost me, was myself.
Some girl that I don't even know told me about City of Lights, and I was like, okay, well, you call them. I'm not talking to them. You talk to them. And so they called and for me, and then next thing you know, I'm here.
The Lord sent my sisters. They called, and I really believe that due to the obedience of my sisters, they came to get me at any cost.
So I lost my mind. I got real messed up, and I decided to go bust out a whole bunch of windows in a house I was losing. So I ended up in jail, and then I ended up in a BMU, and then I ended up at City of Lights. But I needed it.
I wanted to die. I had relapsed with the intention to die. And it was a Sunday afternoon, and I had everything lined up, and I said, God, if I wake up, I'll give up. And I was found. I think that was my first true surrender. And got checked into the hospital. I wouldn't leave till they found somewhere for me. And City of Lights, my understanding is the only place that was suggested. And so it was where I was supposed to be.
Well, I got arrested, and so when I was in jail, it was a girl I went to school with. She actually worked for the police department, and she came up there and talked to him and everything, and gave me the number to Miss Darlene. So I called her, and 2 days later, I was here.
I was given some options. One of them was to go to Well House, which was a place for human trafficking survivors, or a faith-based program called the City of Lights. And I chose the City of Lights because I knew it was faith-based, and I had some issues, drug-related, that I needed to work on.
One, how to deal with my son's death, how to deal with some anger, and just, I don't know, just be a new person created in Christ.
Everything I needed to learn. First of all, we don't live off feelings, because that's what I've done my whole life, is live off feelings, and they have gotten me nowhere and kept me in bondage. I have learned their boundaries. I didn't know that people had boundaries and that I could have boundaries.
I learned that I didn't deal well with my emotions. I really didn't know what to do with them. A lot of times I just let it build up, and then I explode in a very crazy way. What else did I learn? God taught me to put my faith and my hope in Him, and stop trying to put it in people. That's why I messed up a lot, putting my faith and hope in people instead of in God.
So much. How to accept discipline. Obedience. That when I'm told to do something, it's not a question for what's my opinion. Just to not question everything and instructions. I've learned to have a purpose. I've learned how to forgive.
Changed your life.
It's taught me to love myself again. And to be obedient, because there's some things you just don't want to be obedient about, but you know it's the right thing to do. So that's one thing, but the biggest thing is loving myself again. Knowing that I am loved.
How to love myself and how to connect with others. I didn't know that I could trust again, because I thought that was just like my sense of security got taken from me. And so I had to fight to get that back, which I've gotten back. and being able to connect with these women in different ways. I learned how to trust again. I learned how to open up. I learned how to communicate. I've learned so much.
A whole lot brighter than what it did. I'm super excited to see what the Lord's got for me. It looks great. It looks like I'm going to have myself together. I've got my son back and working on getting everything else. It's going to be great.
I'm not going anywhere. I've done that. I've ran off. It looks bright to me. I have a job that I'm grateful for. I have a car that I'm grateful for. And I have a place to lay my head that I'm very grateful for. I would like to get a job working with other girls, either here or somewhere or with the church.
My future is going to be a future where I'm trusting in the Lord. And hopefully, well, I don't know, maybe I'll be in ministry teaching the word. I would like to do that. A future where I know how to deal with things, deal with stress by using the word to help me through it. A great future with my son. Yeah, 2 years sober. What does it look like? Hopefully a better job, a nice place to stay. Hopefully helping women who've suffered like domestic violence. Just women who don't know how to deal with their emotions. I would like to help women in that situation, women who don't know what to do when they have a kid and are stuck in a relationship that they really need to get out of, but they really don't want to run to their family. Some kind of way I'd like to help women like that.
So bright I have to wear shades is the first thing that comes to mind. The next thing is peaceful. I know there's going to be ups and downs in life, but I feel like for the first time I'm chasing the woman that God's molding me to be. You know, I'm chasing after God. And so, man, peace. And that's what I've wanted my entire life. I'm really excited about going and working with my dad on our farm, and I'm gonna have some chickens. I'm gonna have some chickens from fresh eggs. But as far as ministry, I really have a heart for the program that we've been through, Ready to Work, and the ACE program. With that, and man, just what I've gotten out of it, and to watch other women. And so that's where God's calling me right now, and we'll see as that unfolds.
I hope it's a lot. I know Miss Christie's got some plans for me. That's what she keeps telling me. I mean, I know I still want to be in the doing something with recovery. I mean, I know that's where he's leading me. So, and I'll probably be around here somehow, some way. Even if it's just coming to get some of the girls and take them out for a weekend pass or something. So, you can't get rid of me too good.
I hope that I can be I'm going back to school to get into psychology, finishing my degree, but I stumbled upon a peer support specialist, which is somebody who stays into recovery up to 2 years and they can apply. And I've already gotten the application, but it's working with others in recovery while knowing that I'm in recovery as well. So that's in a year from now. So that's my short-term goal. My long-term goals are to have a place of my own and have my son with me. Happiness and joy and hopefully a new job, and just being able to connect with others like I've been able to do here, and learning from others, and being able to, you can't keep it unless you give it away. And I hope to gain so much in 2 years that I'll be gaining and gaining and gaining while giving my story away. So I'm excited for this next year. Super excited.